YouTube, what's up? This is Ben from shouldigetit.com, and in this video I'm going to be walking you guys around the insane McLaren 720S. I'm here at Ghost Exotics in LA. They have a super wild collection, so if you see any cars in this clip right now that you want videos of, let me know in a comment down below. The Aventador SV is going to be the next video. But for now, I want to walk you around the 720S, tell you some things I noticed, just kind of playing around with the infotainment system, walking around the car. Of course, we will get some exhaust clips, but I figured that might be a little bit boring, so we've also brought in the McLaren 720S convertible, and we're going to compare the controls and kind of getting in and out of both cars, some things you might not notice until you really experience them. And we're going to start with the exhaust clip. So here is the 720S. And here's the startup of the 720S. Now when it comes down to the engines, this 720S has a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 that's pushing out 710 horsepower. McLaren says it's actually making a lot more than that. If you watch 720S content or the drag races, you can find some crazy numbers on there. And the 720S has a 3.8-liter V8, also twin-turbo. Gets 0 to 60 in about 3.2 seconds on the 720S, which is blisteringly quick. And then you get 2.7, 2.8 seconds on the 720S, which is just insane. And from what I've watched on the 720 and heard from a few owners, is the car's actually just too fast for the street. The rear feels really light because the car is super lightweight. There's a ton of carbon fiber on it. Both cars have a carbon fiber monocoque. And basically this is just too much to handle and have fun with without getting your license suspended almost immediately when pushing your foot down. Whereas the 570, you can wring it out a little bit longer and still really enjoy it because that's a super fast car. Now, one thing that I noticed first with these cars are the door handles. So they're a little bit interesting to get to. The 720S handle is best reached from over the top and is about 4 or 5 fingers wide. When it comes to the 720S, you should reach from the bottom and hit the smaller button, because if you reach from the top as if it were a 720, your hand's just going to look really awkward like this. But you could just open it normally, put your hand underneath, open the door, and it's fine. The 720S has a small pocket within the door, which actually fits an iPhone 11 Pro Max, and the 720S does not. So the 570 takes a win in the convenience category there. The 720S also has a frunk like the 570, but it's much larger and highly recommended for a game of hide and seek. As you can see, I can fit perfectly in the 720S. The 570, not so much. Now, if we were going off just frunk size, I'd say that the 720 is bigger, but if we go to the rotors, you might be surprised to find that the 720S is 15.3 inches and 15.5 inches on the 570. I don't understand why it has the bigger brakes, but if you know, leave a comment below. But who says that size matters anyways? Both of these cars have auto start stop, which is hilarious. So when you pull up to a red light, the crazy V8s shut off and then they will start back up again when the light turns green. And this 570 here is a spider. I think it looks absolutely stunning with the top down, and I think the 720S looks fantastic both as a coupe and a spider, but the awesome doors, of course, only come with the coupe. The 720S has USB and auxiliary ports inside the center console, while those ports are up in front on the 570S, so if you have your phone in this little center glove box, you have to run cables out through it, and it doesn't look as neat, but who cares? On both cars, the mirrors tuck in when you lock them, and the headlights turn on, looking gorgeous. The 720S is optioned with the carbon fiber mirrors, and I'm sure you could get the same on the 570. Now, when it comes to getting under the hood, the 570S has this tiny flap for water and oil, which you can add yourself, and the 720S has no flap at all. But it looks badass with this red LED light, which makes it look like the engine is coming to life and glowing when you lock the car or start it. Next, we have the driving controls, and on both cars, you have dials for various modes for the transmission and the suspension. So you can see in the 570S, you have them kind of in the center stack, but down low, so kind of where your hands would be between the seats. And in the 720S, you have those same controls up higher right next to the infotainment screen, which is called the Iris system. And then you have the shifter controls in the 720S down lower in that column, kind of diagonally from where your hand would be between the seats going up. In the 570S, you have that in the same area between the seats. So just something to get used to, where I could totally imagine someone who owns both getting confused and hitting the wrong buttons, kind of like when you get into an automatic car going from a manual, you put your foot down on the clutch and it's not there. it would be the same thing happening between these cars. Now, the super cool thing about the 720S is there's two buttons that are super cool. One is the gauge cluster button, so you can hit it and you'll see that basically the dash screen will come up and give you all the information that you need. And then when you go into track mode, or if you just want that little screen, you'll basically just get a tach, your speedometer, and I think oil temp, and that's it. So when you're in full track mode, this car is super cool looking and very different than anything else that's on the market right now. You'll notice this car has about a 3 or 4 inch gap right now. That's because the lift is up, so I'm sure somebody already commented about that. This car drops down. Again, the doors, quarter of the roof comes up with the door. That's actually super convenient, so when you get in and out of the car, you can actually just stand right into it. So you can step right here, you don't have to duck down too much, and basically you can just grab up top, sit down, and you're fine getting into the car. Seat controls are the same in both. They are down here. They're in a very strange spot, so this is something you may have never noticed unless you've been in a McLaren, and they are really finicky. There's no getting used to them, I'd say. If you own a McLaren, you got used to the buttons, please tell me how you did it, because it's very amazing to me. And the other amazing thing is both phones actually have enough space in the little glove box that you can fit an iPhone 11 Pro Max, which we found shocking. So anyways, that's all I can think of right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment down below and say big thank you to Lincoln for helping me film the B-roll and getting in and out of these cars so many times so that we could get the shots for you. If you want to see these cars driving or you want to hear more of them, also let me know in a comment down below. Check out ghostexotics.com, and I'll see you guys in the next video.